So One Punch Man is getting really violent again because there are people getting straight up decimated in this chapter, unlike we've seen in a little bit, I suppose, because Sonic and Flash are straight up running through the Heavenly Ninja Party in this chapter. Because coming off of the previous, we saw that Flashy Flash and Sonic had met up at Sonic's meeting place, the location that he originally chose when they were children in the Ninja Village to make his own new Ninja Village. And after having their surprisingly somewhat competitive fight, with Sonic surviving a Flash Fist with taking relatively little damage, the Heavenly Ninja Party showed up, realizing that Sonic wasn't actually on their side and that he had given them the wrong location and everything, and that it was time to not only take out Flashy Flash but also Sonic as well now. And at this point, Sonic and Flash Flash were like, you know what, we got the fight out of our system, let's team up and take these guys down. So coming into this chapter, the fight begins and we see one of them lunging this bladed whip thing at them, arrogantly saying that the sound of the cutter whip breaks the sound barrier, which is like obviously nothing compared to Sonic and Flashy Flash, especially the latter. And with that being said, Sonic instantly takes this guy's head off. We haven't really seen Sonic show this type of brutality since the very beginning of the series when he like killed those Paradisers. So just showing that while Sonic is full-blown babyface at this point, he's still not afraid to kill humans. Then right after, Flashy Flash goes into flowing shadow feet, where the narrator tells us that with an even greater supersonic shockwave, a whip of light slashed the Heavenly Ninjas, and Flashy Flash takes out 4 of them in one move. Another violent sequence here. And we knew that Flashy Flash wasn't afraid of killing humans either. So this is a big difference between the original fight that we saw between Flashy Flash, Sonic, and the Heavenly Ninja Party, because, you know, we've been going through this new changed retconned arc lately, starting all the way back at chapter 194. And originally the fight was like a little more competitive than this, with Flashy Flash and Sonic kind of showing mercy to the Heavenly Ninja Party and not killing them, surprisingly. And even after the fight was over, when Empty Void showed up, he himself then killed the Heavenly Ninja Party by like sucking up their organs, but then it turns out that that was just a genjutsu and they were still alive. So originally one wanted these guys alive for some reason, maybe to show that they can be changed, because, you know, they're all victims of circumstance. Like inherently they were all pulled into the Ninja Village the same way that Sonic and Flashy Flash were. But no, that is no longer the case. They are being brutally killed by Flash and Sonic here. And another interesting thing about this is that this is the first time that one has decided to change the fate of opponents for the heroes. Because if we go back a couple years to another retcon sequence, it was when My Mask was going against Narinki's squad, where we saw one of the most brutal sequences in the series with a My Mask like exploding them, only for that to be retconned later on with E-Iron saving them from being killed by My Mask. But anyway, when we come back to the fight, we see that one of them was actually able to nick Flashy Flash on the face, which is somewhat of an impressive feat in itself, I suppose. And we also see that Hellfire and Gale are struggling in this fight, and the remaining Heavenly Ninja Party ninjas like kick them in, and they're like, you know, stop relaxing and go in, fodder, where they're trying to use them as like a device to distract Flashy Flash while lumping on top of him, where they're gonna stab through the Heavenly Ninja Party just to get to Flashy Flash. But Flash is able to grab Gale and like use him as a club to beat the Heavenly Ninja Party guys, which ultimately lands him into Gale's like thin bladed wire things, and this guy gets annihilated too. Then Sonic, I guess, is speaking here, and he's questioning why Flashy Flash isn't finishing them off. And Flash says, you know, when I met these guys at the Monster Association hideout, they had been monsters. They could be samples for undoing monsterization. Now, this is important because this is what Blast is currently working on at the Hero Association. He's been experimenting on the monsters from the martial arts tournament, the martial artists who became them through monster cells, as well as the information that they got from Bang after seeing the humans who were able to undo their monsterization after being whipped by Super S, because ultimately Blast wants to undo the monsterization that happened to Empty Void, because, you know, Empty Void was originally just a regular ninja, and he was like Blast's teammate. So it's kind of important that Hellfire and Gale live here for that purpose, to have further research done on them, because they did eat monster cells themselves, and somehow they were able to go in between human and monster form. One of the very few examples that we've seen of that in this series. Then some more coordination from Sonic and Flash here, where Sonic is like throwing these exploding shurikens around the remaining Heavenly Ninja Party members. And then we see the following sequence where Flash and Sonic are jetting in between all of the debris that's flying from the explosion, like cars and whatnot, because they're kind of like in a landfill. And we get that classic speed sequence of just darting back and forth, where Sonic ultimately just beheads all the remaining members here besides Hellfire and Gale. And just like that, they have been defeated in one chapter and brutally executed as well. And then coming to the end of the chapter, we get this pretty cool sequence where Flash actually says out loud to Sonic, saying like, hey, you know, I was just trying to make sure that you weren't succumbing to empty void. And Sonic's like, you know, don't be stupid. Not even that fossil is a concern of mine. Rather, it's just a great chance to see your skills while severing ties with the village, explaining why he fought Flashy Flash in the previous chapter, which we pretty much knew. And then Sonic's like, yeah, I'm just relieved that you don't seem useless, so you can be the right-hand man of the new leader of this village. And that makes Flashy Flash smile, because he remembers, you know, back when they were kids in the Ninja Village, Sonic's plans of making a new Ninja Village where they didn't raise psychopaths. And I'm sure he's also kind of happy that Sonic, you know, wants to team with him and wants him to be by his side to make the new village. And then in the final panel, Flash is like, are you sure that it's good for you to be the leader even though you're weaker than me? And then Sonic's like, should I kill you after all? So some great camaraderie here. Although it seems like after this, Empty Void is going to show up once again. And it's not going to look so good for these guys, because at this point, he is rivaling Cosmic Fear Garo in power. At least it's implied that he is. And Sonic and Flash are nowhere near that. So either they're going to nearly be killed by him, or he's going to try to convert them over to God's side like he originally did. Or Blast is going to show up and they're all going to fight him together, possibly. Even though on paper, Blast should be able to fight him by himself, but we'll see what happens. Hey, but first, guys, GamerSupps just dropped a new flavor called Raw Meat, and it's in collaboration with Papa Meat. I'm a big fan of this guy, and chances are you probably are too, considering that we share demographics. But don't worry, it doesn't taste like raw meat. It actually tastes like watermelon and cantaloupe. But in my opinion, it straight up tastes like watermelon candy, which is incredible. It comes in caffeinated and decaffeinated. Both versions have the nootropics in it that are going to get you feeling great and focused, and overall just nice. They also have these awesome sus bars, which are only 100 calories and only has 1 gram of sugar and 8 grams of protein. My favorite flavor is the chocolate. I cannot get enough of these things. They also have gamer tea in both caffeinated and non-caffeinated. I personally really like the caffeine-free sleepy time with theanine. You can also get some of these awesome gamer soups, which I absolutely love. So guys, check the link in the description and make sure you use code BIGZ for 10% off your purchase. Thanks, guys. Let me know what you think about this chapter in the comments, and if you liked it, guys, please give it a like and please subscribe if you haven't already. Have a great day. I'll see you in the next one.